The power of radio is in your hands. You can play. You can pause.
Rewind.
You can download. It's Vicalonia Radio. Solely for your listening pleasure. You are listening to your number one online edutainment radio.
Hello people, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to have you back on this show. So you're listening to your number one online radio station, Vicalonia radio station, solely for your listening pleasure. Okay, we are back to our Fashionita show, aren't we? Welcome back to your fashion, my beauty and I show. You are with Pleasurable, Fashionable Floxy. Okay, today we have an entirely different thing to talk about in terms of fashion. I'm not going to be telling you what the weird fashion looks is on the runway, neither am I going to be telling you what to put on. But today, I think we really need to date back on fashion. How fashion started, where fashion started from, and how it has evolutioned and it's now where it is. I'm talking about Nigerian fashion to be precise. So what exactly is today's fashion topic? Today's fashion topic is Nigerian fashion history. How did fashion in Nigeria come about? Where has it gotten to from the scratch to the extent we are? So that's what I'm going to be talking about. First of all, I would say from the 1960s till 90s, Nigeria was very much influenced by the European fashion, and more specifically British fashion, since British colonized us. We are all aware that we were colonized by British, so it won't come as a surprise to know that our fashion probably might have started from British fashion. Maybe we had copied it and started dressing. But here, listen. However, since the 19s, the Nigerian fashion industry has experienced tremendous growth and has making major impact in the fashion world. Isn't that just cool? Our forebearers have always been into fashion, and they set the pace for what is called the present day fashion. Well, that's really, really interesting. It's interesting to know that our fashion didn't just come because someone wanted to dress fine. It started somewhere. It's not just about putting on clothes and looking beautiful. Sometimes it's really good to know how about certain things started. So this is it. The 19s. Let's talk about the 19s fashion. Fashion started experiencing subtle changes. It became more retro, pop, and hip. The Cadbury's pants began to make a comeback. The miniskirt, the scarves, a pair of shorts and skirts sewn together. Can we remember where probably our parents would get us a gown? It's not exactly a gown, it's like a top and a gown, but you wear it at the same time. It's been sewn together. So what does that tell us? It tells us that fashion actually started in the 19s. God, it's really cool to know that there are some fashion comebacks, like ages ago fashion is coming back right now. And it's coming back in a good style. It's coming back, and people are embracing it. Reasons being that it's not just a new fashion, it's a fashion that has been around all along, but in a very, very long time. And now it's back, and it's back in an epic style. Men fashion, that's in the 90s. Men fashion also saw a change. Trousers hem became narrower and narrower, while the fit in the hips and the waist grew lousy. Men wore their hair short, boss cuts and fades were in as a ditch decoys activators. Truthfully, American hip-hop films and lifestyle heavily influenced fashion and the clothing, shoes, and the hair of that time. It shows. So we see, from the 19s, fashion began to take a lead way. It's interesting to just know that someone didn't just come up and decide to, make something. Or now that we're in the 2000s, someone just didn't come up and say, I think I want to do this. It's not just about wearing clothes. It's sometimes not about just looking beautiful. It's good to take a flashback at where fashion began. And I'm not just talking about fashion around the world. I'm talking about Nigerian fashion. We are Nigerian. We should begin to date our fashion history. We should know where certain fashion came from. We should know how certain fashion came about. So this would help us by the time you wear our African outfits, like the Nigeria Boba and Rapper, that it's legendary. It's really wonderful. It gives you that feel like you are upholding to what your ancestors upheld to. So it's fine, it's nice that when we dress really good, but don't forget, it's sometimes good. It's not even sometimes, it's really good when you realize that it's high time you go back and appreciate fashion. Who gave birth to fashion? What gave birth to fashion? How did fashion come about? How did that particular outfit you're wearing come about in your country? I'm not talking about America. I'm not talking about Europe. So it's really nice that we appreciate the birth of fashion in our country. Okay, now let's talk about the year 2000 to the present day fashion. American fashion is still influencing what a lot of people wear, but thankfully, a lot of Nigerians are embracing ethnic and traditional clothing. I give high five to those persons who do that, because there are some persons who have forgotten that they are Africans. Regardless of how much they travel out, regardless of what foreign food they eat, you still have the African blood flowing in your veins. You can't wash that off. You can bleach your skin from black to yellow or white, but you can't wash the African blood that runs in your vein. So it's good that we recognize that we are Africans and embrace it rather than denying it, rather than acting up like our counterparts are better off than us. No, Africans would always be Africans regardless what. So that's why Fashionable Floxy is not just talking about normal fashion. Fashionable Floxy is talking about the birth of fashion in Nigeria. Okay, so like we were saying, a lot of Nigerians are embracing ethnic and traditional clothing, wearing them to official and social functions. Do you know why they're doing that? They're not doing that because they want to cover up their nakedness. No, they're doing that because they realize that no matter how far they want to go abroad, they would always come back to their home. So it's really good to display your ethnic culture. It's really good to wear what defines you. What people will look at you and immediately say, okay, that is an African lady. That is an African man. Okay? So like we were saying, some of them wearing the ethnic and traditional clothing, wearing them to official and social function. Hair is now Brazilian or Chinese, but still a trend that may be seen as really unique to these present times would be the natural hair. Bring back our girls, okay? Bring back our girls. Western look has taken over. People now forget that. They should really do cool things. Fine, I relaxed my hair, but for those people who are carrying natural hair, well, keep doing that, girl. You rock. I mean, I'm giving you a high five. I'm raising my hand for you. I'm all over the place for you because you are super dope. I mean, I admire those persons who carry natural hair. I admire those persons who flaunt their natural hair because it's natural. They are natural Africans. I can't forget to say that. oh God, I'm really beginning to have the feeling of saying, I want to come on, cut down my hair and cut my hair and grow my natural hair back. It really feels like what I should do now. But I'm not saying I'll do that. I'm still thinking about it. Okay, like I was actually saying, some persons still wear the natural hair look. Black women are dumping relaxers and embracing their natural kinky coils. Go kinky, baby. Lightning creams are also the wave now, and shoes are a mix of so many errors. The stereos, the wedges, the flat shoes are still very much in the mix. Do you get that? That if even regardless the Western culture we are trying to embed right now, there are some persons who are still not dressing in an archaic way, like in an old-fashioned way, but still dressing in an African style. I dress in an African style, and it's amazing to see that so many persons have lost the count that they are Africans, and it doesn't even occur to them. Okay, so some persons still flaunt these natural looks, and it's really nice. Another great thing is that a lot of old looks are making a comeback. Okay, we all know that there are jumpsuits. Babe, jumpsuit is like an olden days outfit, but it's making a comeback. It's really cool to know that old looks are making a comeback. Shining jeans and bell bottoms have come and gone. Hairscarves are making a comeback. Rihanna wears hairscarf these days. Taylor Swift, they can wear an outfit and put on a hairscarf. Those were something that were worn olden days ago, but now it's making a comeback. Doesn't that tell you that you should really do something about your African culture? Doesn't that tell you that you should go ahead and wear what your grandfather wore? I'm not saying you should look like your grandfather. I mean, wear it in a grand style where people would say, I'm proud to be an African. It's a privilege to be an African, okay? Fashion is a repetitive process, and Nigeria fashion is no exception to this rule. So it's really amazing that I had to talk to you about fashion in Nigeria, the birth and rebirth of fashion in Nigeria. It's amazing. The history of fashion in Nigeria is not just Nigeria, Africa as a whole. Okay, so regardless of what the British people taught us in terms of fashion, we still have our identity as Nigerians. So it's not bad to put on other outfits, but it becomes bad to get lost in other outfits. Okay, let's be Africans, let's be proud Nigerians, and it's going to make a tremendous impact. Okay, it was really nice having to talk to you about today's topic. It was amazing. It was wonderful. It's unlike other topics we talk about. So, hey girl, hey guys, what do we say? We say we're gonna rock our fashion. We're gonna wear other outfits, but we're still gonna remember that we are Nigerians and we will be Nigerians regardless what. So, hey baby girl, you better stand up and start to tie that booba wrapper because it's better gonna look good on you. But before we click the end button, you shouldn't forget to follow Vicolonia Radio Station on Facebook at Vicolonia Radio, and don't forget to follow on Twitter at Vicolonia Radio, also on Instagram at Vicolonia Radio, and you could follow me on Instagram at Fashionable Floxy and on Facebook at Fashionable Floxy. Thanks so much, and it's a wonderful time having you on this show. Cha, and we're gonna have a nice time on the next show. Don't forget to press the like button and comment. I want to hear what you have to say about my today's show. It really means a lot to me. Okay, bye.